Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you an update on my project pan. I'm going to be recapping you on what the month of September looked like, how much progress I've made, and where I'm at with all of my focus products. I have 10 focus products in this project pan at any given time. It is a rolling style project, so once I hit a goal, I do roll something new into this project. And today I'm going to be doing it in a tutorial kind of style, a get ready with me kind of style. So we're going to be applying these products as we talk about the progress that I've made. I can share with you some insights on how I like to use them, as well as my thoughts on when I'm going to be able to reach my goals with them. This is definitely inspired by Judy. If you're not familiar with her channel, I will link it down in the description box so you can check it out. But I do think it's really fun to see the products in action and to hear her talk about the products in a different context than just the progress made that past month. So I thought I would try it for myself. I thought it would be really fun to see all of these products getting used, literally being used up in front of your eyes. This past month, I wore makeup exactly 20 times. Today is that 20th use. I like to share that metric just so that you have it as a reference. When you look at the progress from last month to this month, you can see 20 uses was how much I wore makeup, but I'll actually share with you the number of uses on each of the individual items on the screen as well, so you can see how much I actually reached for each of them in comparison to how often I was wearing makeup. I hope that makes sense. That sounded very convoluted in my opinion. And before we apply all of the products together, I have a very, very exciting announcement to share with you. Today's video is sponsored by Ana Luisa, and I'm actually going to be partnering with Ana Luisa for the coming year, which is just so exciting. You may be familiar that I have worked with Ana Luisa in the past, and actually they were my very first sponsorship on my channel, which was something that I just felt like was such a huge step for me, and it was something that I was so proud and so excited about. And I'm really proud to be partnering with them again for an entire year, which is just mind-boggling to me that they want to work with me in such a capacity. More often than not, when I'm wearing jewelry on my channel, it's Ana Luisa pieces because they are such high quality. They're items that I feel like I can wear almost endlessly, and they're really great staples. They do have really trendy pieces, more statement pieces as well, but I oftentimes reach for things that are more basics that I can wear with everything and anything, just like the pieces that I'm wearing today. Today I have 3 different Ana Luisa items on, and I want to share them with you. Of course, I am wearing the Yin Yang studs, which are just so cute, and I think it's a really fun way to have a little bit of a pop of something fun. It's a really simple piece, but it does bring a little bit of interest as opposed to just having like a very basic stud. And then in front of it, I am wearing the Alyssa hoop, which is just a really cool, edgy take on a hoop, but still a great basic piece that could be dressed up or dressed down. I really think that this is so versatile. And then this necklace here is actually 2 separate necklaces that came together. This is the Alexandria set, and I just think this is so, so perfect to wear. Again, I can wear them in combination, you could wear them individually as well, but I think it's so perfect to wear with something really basic like this. Is just a plain gray t-shirt, really simple piece, and it dresses it up incredibly well. But I could also wear this with like a lower cut shirt, something a little bit more dressy to add a little bit of visual interest. And I think that these pieces just complement so many different types of situations, so many different types of moods as well. All 3 of these pieces are just perfect for everyday wear, whether I'm going to do some errands and I'm wearing like sweatpants and my hair's up in a bun and I just want to feel a little bit more pulled together, or I'm going out for dinner and I'm wearing something a little bit more dressy. I'm wearing like ankle boots and I have a blazer on, and these just like pull the look together, really just like make it pop. The quality is amazing. Every single Ana Luisa piece that I've had over the last few years has held up phenomenally. You get such good quality for the price. It is unreal, and you can even get a little bit of a discount using my code, which is RebeccaM10. I will have that linked down in the description box of today's video. You can shop through my link. You can use my code if you want to. No pressure at all, but I would really appreciate it if you are planning to purchase some products for the Christmas season for yourself or for gifts. I would really appreciate if you did use that code, but Again, no pressure whatsoever. It is totally, totally cool. I know it goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I could not be here without all of your support. I could not have opportunities like this to be recognized by amazing brands like Ana Luisa. It just would not be on the table if it wasn't for all of you supporting my channel, engaging with my content. I really do appreciate it so, so much. I really want to say a massive thank you to all of you for watching today's video and for supporting me ongoing. I really, really appreciate it so much. I'm actually getting a little bit like flustered and a little bit emotional, but yeah, thank you so much to all of you. I really do appreciate it. This is just, it's so special to me. But why don't we hop on into all the progress that I've made this past month on my Project Pan items, and let's chat about how I use them and how I apply them. Let's get right on into it. So starting off completely barefaced, and we're gonna kick it off with the eyes. So I'm going to go in with my Colourpop Full Zip. This is depotted from the Yes Please palette. I rolled this into the project a couple months back, and I feel like I'm making really, really steady progress on it. I've been using it pretty much on an everyday basis. You'll see in the like uses that almost every single time I've worn makeup, I have used this. Although I do feel like the progress has been really consistent and I've actually worked my way through a decent amount of this in the past couple of months, I don't know that I'll actually be able to finish this by the end of the year. All of a sudden, the end of the year feels like it's so, so close. It is a little bit more difficult to pick up on a brush now, but perhaps repressing it sometime this month will aid in me being able to actually use it up. But I mean, it's a good basic product to have in the project and to be working towards using up, because finishing up eyeshadows is actually a near impossible feat for me. It takes a long, long time. So something like this that can be used every day is definitely advantageous for me. I rolled my Bite Beauty Multi-Stick into the project a couple of months ago. My goal is to finish it up, but I'm nowhere near that goal. Even though it's teeny tiny, I just have been going through it very slowly. It's very opaque. It offers high coverage, like very even coverage right off the hop. So you don't need to like keep building this up on the lips or on the cheeks at all. It just goes in full pigmentation. And last update, I had mentioned that I have never yet used this on the eyes. Still haven't done it. So we're gonna try it out today on the eyes. I'm gonna try applying it in the crease, I think. So I have this kind of fluffy synthetic brush, and I'm just gonna go right into the bullet here to apply it to the crease. I'm gonna kind of like stamp it to begin with and then blend it. I am not convinced that this is gonna work, but I haven't tried it yet, so I guess I can't knock it yet. All right, that doesn't seem terrible. It actually feels like it's kind of set down. So yeah, maybe I'll be able to truly use this all over the eyes, lips, and cheeks in order to make more substantial progress and potentially reach that kind of plastic component there by the finale of this Project Pan, maybe. I just applied Colourpop 2014 Super Shock Shadow to the entirety of the lid, and I think that this is just perfect for a really simple eye look. I'm just feeling like something very simple yet pulled together today. And I'm gonna go next in with my Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Blow Me Out. This has been in the project for a couple months. Previously, it was also in my Partners in Cream project last year for several months as well. And now that I don't have a tan, I have found this to be a little bit more challenging to use because it is a very bronzy kind of color. You can see it's quite deep in comparison to my skin tone. However, I found that it's just a perfect product to use as a glowy base. So underneath of my like tinted moisturizers and foundations, it's perfect. I did try to smush everything to the middle of the pan this month, also fairly recently, but this doesn't have quite as much moisture as it previously did, so it's kind of fallen apart when I apply my brush in it. But I'm gonna use my Expert face brush from Real Techniques, and I'm picking it up on the brush versus using my finger like I previously did, because I find when I apply with the brush, a lot of the base pigment doesn't seem to pick up. It just is that shine, which is perfect because this can be too deep for me now. So I'm just using the brush to apply it to the high points of my face. You can see it does have a little bit of that bronzy tone, but more than not, it's just a glow. I think this is something that's gonna take me right through to the end of the year, even though it is looking really worse for wear. I still want to finish it up. I'm so, so close. So I'm gonna keep on powering through, hopefully finish it up. I think like mid-November. Like it's gonna take me till basically the end of 2022, just given how much it's moved in the last few months, but that's okay. I can't really wear it on like my chest. I can't wear it on my shoulders and legs as much anymore because those parts of my body are just not exposed anymore. You can see it just offers a really nice glow, and if I was to apply this with my finger, it would be so much more abrupt in shine and in pigmentation. So I just prefer it this way. And I actually find that I can apply it on top of my foundation using a brush these days too, which is great because last year when I was working on this, I completely stopped using it as soon as I lost my summer tan, but my experience this year has been a little bit different now that I've come to understand how to use it a bit more. So my base is on. I put on my Fenty primer and my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue to get this really just effortless, very minimal base. And I really think that the glow underneath just bounces the light so perfectly. I really enjoy the way that this looks. And I want to mention here a product that I actually did hit my goal on, which is the Essence Sheer and Shine Lipstick in the shade BFF. My goal was to reach for this 30 times in the project pan, and last update I had already reached for it 25 times. So I've now just reached my goal. I reached for it 5 additional times, bringing me to that total 30 uses, and I'm not going to be using it in today's video because this is just a product that I really do enjoy, but I'm not feeling it anymore, so I'm happy I finished up my goal in the early parts of September before fall actually officially started. And that feels good. There's very minimal product remaining in here, which means that next year in the like spring and summer, if I decide to put this into a project pan, which I'm kind of thinking will be the case, then I might actually be able to finish it up, which is so exciting. So I'm kind of prepared to actually finish it next year. And in place of that product, I want to roll in something that I want to finish up, which is going to be this e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Usually I leave my roll-ins till the end, but given that I'm applying it on my full face today, let's talk about the roll-in now because I want to apply this. This is in the shade Light Beige, and it looks very much like it's a full product actually right here, right now. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it actually is very much empty. If you put your flashlight up to it, you can actually see like there's just very little product remaining in here. It's mostly up on the sides and then on the bottom here, but it's virtually gone. I think this is something I can finish up by the end of this year. There's so little in it, but I apply also very little. Like I just applied this much right here and right here. And that's because this is very high coverage, but it's also quite matte. And if I pick up a ton on the doe foot, it makes a freaking mess. This packaging is no good. You can see it's like coming out of the component there, right there. So it makes an actual mess, and it's not a favorite formula of mine. I'm gonna use it as a spot concealer and under the eyes, and I'm gonna use it as an eyeshadow primer as well. So hopefully I can actually finish it up, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. I just don't love it. I've had this for like just over 2 years. I think I bought it in middle of 2020 and I've never enjoyed it, but I've never been able to part with it, weirdly enough. So let's just get it freaking gone. It's so dang close. So that's what it looks like. I don't hate the way that it looks initially, but it can look very cakey later on in the day. It doesn't really sit under my eyes that great. So that's why I apply very little. And I don't even feel like it's offered me great coverage either. And before I apply powder to the under eyes and like around my face, I'm gonna go in with this Bite Multi-Stick again. I'm gonna apply it to the back of my hand, and I do have a little bit of my foundation on the back of my hand, but I'm just gonna apply it to the back of my hand so that I can pick this up a little bit more easily on a brush. And I'm gonna use a different Expert face brush, and I'm just going to kind of work it into the brush here, and you'll see it offers so much pigmentation right away. So I'm just going to blend that all over the cheek area. I'm gonna bring it across my nose, kind of like the entire central region of my face. I've been really enjoying applying blush in this like expansive kind of application. This has just been my preferred way to apply it, and maybe I end up using a little bit of extra product because I do apply it to the back of my hand, but this is just so pigmented and the stick is so firm, like not in a bad way, but it's just like so dense that when I apply it to the skin, I do feel like it can kind of disrupt product underneath. So this is just my preferred way to get like more of a seamless kind of blend and not disrupt my foundation underneath of it either. Off camera, I just set the entirety of my face with this mattifying moon dust powder from Cheekbone. I don't have a powder that I'm focusing on in this project pan. I've actually tried to use that Colourpop eyeshadow to set under my eyes, but I haven't found an application method that works for that, so I could kind of like use that up a little bit faster. It just doesn't work. It's so cakey looking. So I've been using this very frequently and I really enjoy it. I used a very small amount on the sides of my face just to kind of reduce the tackiness. And then I did also just quickly run a brow gel through my brows. It's this Oma Beauty brow gel. I've been using this very frequently and I'm actually really close to done with it. So I want to finish it by the end of this year, but I'm going to move into my colored cheek products. I'm going to use this Mauve bronzer. This has been in the project for a couple months and I have not yet hit pan on it, which is my ultimate goal. This is the shade M37 and I feel like I've made really good progress. I feel like it's very evident that I have used it, but I thought that I could have hit pan on it by now. I've used it on my legs, like the entirety of my legs in the summer, just to really get them quite bronzy. I've applied it to my crease to use it as an eyeshadow and to multi-purpose it, and of course on my face like I'm going to do today, and still no pan, still no freaking pan. So today I'm just going to kind of apply it to the sides of my brush here. This is the blush brush from Real Techniques. This is such an old brush. And then I kind of work it into the lid because I just want to make sure that it applies really evenly. This is quite pigmented and it's a little bit too deep for my preferences, especially now. So I really wish that I had hit pan on it by now. I actually am going to roll this out of the project, even though I have not reached my goal, but I still wanted to apply it today and show you kind of what it looks like on the skin. It just takes a little bit more effort and thought than I want to kind of put in. And I am really motivated to finish up a different bronzer from my collection. Just to get another use, let's apply this on the under eyes too. I don't think I'm anywhere near hitting pan, but just to get another final use in this, I'm just gonna apply it right to my under eyes. As I'm using my summer tan, I just feel like this looks a little bit too abrupt for me, so I'm going to actually roll that out of the project and roll in this bronzer instead. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I recently repressed this because there was very little product on the outside. I have a before picture, so I'll share that. And it was very thin, so it was coming out kind of like in chunks and it wasn't applying to the brush very evenly. So I recently repressed this and you can just see, look at the difference in the color. I'm definitely preferring something much lighter like this and not quite as warm. And yeah, it's just way more suited to me right now. This is actually quite the comparison. I didn't even notice like how drastically different they are. But yeah, that's pretty outstanding. So I'm going to actually use the butter bronzer today on top of that just to kind of tone things down. I like applying this with a duo fiber brush because that way I get a really diffused look. And I'm just going to apply it on top to kind of mellow that out. So this will be rolling into the project. This is going to be my focus bronzer instead. And I think it's really feasible that I would actually be able to finish it up this year, given how little is left in it and how better suited to my skin it is also. And for blush, in the last few months, I've been working on my Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Satin Love. The pan has definitely expanded, but if I'm realistic with myself, I don't actually think that I'll be able to finish this up this year. I just don't feel like I have been making the amount of progress that I would have liked to by this point in the year, but that's a-okay. I'm going to be very close for 2023, in the early parts of 2023 rather. I'm going to be very close to finishing this up, and that will be just a huge accomplishment when it finally is gone. It has been in so many project pans. It's been such a focus product for me over the years. I'm going to continue to persevere, keep on working on this, but if I'm realistic with myself, it just is not something that I can feasibly finish. If I use this even exclusively as my one and only blush for the rest of the year. I still don't even think that I'd be able to finish it, but I'm gonna keep on powering through and keep on using it as much as possible. And finally for cheeks, I have this Physicians Formula Butter Blush. Look at the freaking pan on this. This is so impressive, and this is most definitely going to be done in the next like 2 months, I'd say, maybe even less. It might be due for a repressing actually. This is the Butter Blush in the shade Natural Glow. I'm using another duo fiber brush and I'm just working the product into the brush. And I'm just going to apply this at the very tops of my cheekbones. I use this as though it's a kind of blush topper, it's a highlighter, and I just think that it gives this beautiful, seamless kind of glow to the skin. I really like the way that this diffuses products together, and I have thoroughly been enjoying having this in the project pan. I remember when I first bought this, just a sidetrack, I was so disappointed with the lack of pigmentation to it, the fact that it did not apply like a blush at all to me. And I'm so happy I found this way that it just works so perfectly. It's something that I actually really enjoy having as a part of my collection, and I might be a little sad when this is done, but I'm sure I can find other alternatives in my own collection. So pan is quite sizable in that, and I think it's only a matter of time before it's actually used up, which is so exciting. Let's wrap up the eyes with this NYX liner. I just rolled this in last update with the goal of using it 20 times, and I've already used it 6 times. Today is going to be my 7th application this month, which is great. Some days I've been using this as kind of like a winged liner, and other days I've just been using it in the waterline. Today I think I'm gonna use it kind of as both. So for the lash line, the upper lash line, I literally just draw it right on. You could definitely use a angled brush to get a little bit more precision, but I don't mind using it just in this way. And then I'm going to take it on the lower lash line and in the waterline as well. I don't think that I mentioned this shade is called Golden Bronze. It's a very warm bronzy shade, and I really adore it, especially at this time of year. I'm really happy that I decided to roll this into the project actually. And you know what? I think I am actually gonna apply a little bit of a wing. So I'm just gonna use a angled brush, and I'm gonna go right into the pencil and kind of pack the product onto the tip of the brush to get a little bit more precision and apply it that way. So officially, as of today, we are 7 uses into my 20 use goal. I don't see it being a problem whatsoever using this an additional 13 times in the next couple of months, because this is just a perfect tone for this time of year. It complements so many different looks, and I just adore it. Look how pretty that is. So the eyes are complete now. I applied just oodles of mascara, but I am really happy with the way that that multi-stick is holding up in the crease actually. I could easily get very much the same effect using the Satin Touch blush as well, so it's not something that I think I'm going to do on the regular, but it was fun to try out, especially with you. Now to finish up the look, we have 2 more products in my project pan, which are both lip products. The first one being my Colourpop lip pencil in the shade Brink. This is just a little nubbin at this point, which is great. I actually think I should sharpen this, which means that it's going to be significantly smaller when I mark it, but it is so freaking close to done. Look at this, look how short it is. It actually fell recently when I had the lid on, and when I took the lid off, the pencil came out of it, so I can show you. Look at this. This is all that's left. This is all that is left. So this is gonna be done this month for sure. For sure. It's like even kind of, to be honest, a little bit silly that I'm even holding on to it and using that all up, but it's so dang close, and I want the satisfaction of like completing it, you know? But yeah, this will be done for sure this month. It is so freaking close. It's so close. And lastly, we're gonna apply my lip oil from Merit Beauty. This is the shade Marrakesh. You can see the product is like dwindling for sure. There's very little remaining in here. The wand is coming out pretty much entirely dry. Look at it. There's not much coming off at all, no extra product. So I have taken out the stopper once and then like reorganized the product, kind of move stuff up into the tube, this section here, because the wand doesn't seem to pick up what is in the bottom section of it. but I'm gonna actually have to like remove the stopper entirely very soon. I've just been holding off on that because I don't want the mess, but it still is applying a little bit of product. So yeah, I'm going to avoid taking out the stopper until absolutely necessary. I initially did not think that this would work well with that lip liner, but it actually works really well. It kind of mutes this so it's not so orangey coral, and it just pairs actually very well. And here we have the completed look. All of my focus products are on my face, and I thought it was really fun to just share this project pan update in a different kind of way. Let me know your thoughts on this type of format if you enjoyed seeing these products in action. For my next update, which will be my November update, I believe I will be able to hit my goal on just one product, which will be my Colourpop Brink. I think this will be done, but overall, I'm really happy to be seeing really significant progress on all these products. I'm really happy I was able to hit my goal on the Essence lipstick. 30 uses is very substantial for a bright lipstick like this. Like, it is a bright pink, and yes, it's a bit more of a sheer formula, but it still is something that is quite a statement. I'm so happy I was able to use that 30 times this year. It feels like a huge accomplishment. And unfortunately, I am electing to roll out this bronzer that just is no longer suited to my needs for this time of year. I'm definitely keeping it in my collection. It's something I'm really looking forward to integrating into my routine again next summer because it's the deepest bronzer that I have, but I think I can just have so much more success moving on to my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer instead. Overall, really happy with the progress made this past month and really excited to see what the next few months have in store. I'm thinking with this project that I want to wrap it up at the very beginning of January. I actually want to give myself the entirety of the year so that I can share with you how much I actually wore makeup for the entire year, and I can share with you progress through an entire calendar year. I think that that is something that I had never done in project pans in the past. I've always kind of wrapped them up like in the December update, but we're gonna take this right through until the very beginning of January. So yeah, that is everything. And of course, I wanna say a massive thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. It is such a privilege and such an honor to have the opportunity to work with a brand like Ana Luisa. Please go check out the link in my description box to shop with them. I do have a code as well for 10% off, which is RebeccaM10. And yeah, that is everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to have opportunities like this. It is so incredibly special and it is just so amazing. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.